Hello and welcome back to Doom 2016. Merry Christmas, I guess. Actually, no. By the time this goes out, it's already happened. Christmas has already happened. So, happy but merry belated Christmas, I suppose.
Happy New Year? As you can tell, timing is not our strongest bit at split screen.
We're not punctual in the slightest. Maybe I am, but these two, nah.
Also, I thought we were doing Doom. Why the fuck are we looking at Half-Life?
No, this is way more livelier and colorful than the tram ride in Half-Life.
lively and colorful. Red.
I mean,
you're underground in
weird.
Half-Life's Mega. You're underground in Half-Life.
You're also underground in like levels in this game.
Yeah, but the tram ride.
Need I remind you, the Foundry was underground.
The tram ride.
I mean, I will admit it's a bit weird to hear Doom being more colorful than Half-Life, but then I remember this is a game from 2016, and Half-Life is a game that came out when computers still came with CD drives.
1998.
Yep.
Oof, I remember that time. I wasn't born yet.
I somewhat remember that time. I was like a few months old.
I mean, what are the earliest memories you've got? Like, personally, I think my earliest memories were when I was like 3 years old, for whatever reason. And I've got some vague memories of when I was 2. But that's basically it. That's as far back as my memory goes.
Yeah. I think the earliest memory I've ever had was just like,
this is
you
such
know
an
those.
odd tangent, by the way, to have we're looking at fucking Doom 2016.
You know those like jumpers that you would like hang on the ceiling, and then like infants would just like bounce up and down on those things.
I think so.
Yeah, I would just like stay on that for like hours as a baby. Because I liked going up and down.
Yeah.
Also, I was a really dumbass kid as a kid.
I'm pretty sure we all were in a way.
I'm pretty sure we all were in a way, yeah. Hey, Mega, don't cheat again. I can't.
I actually thought you were gonna pull a low-spec gamer and turn off the shadows.
No. This is mid-spec gamer. No, this is Split Screen Squad. Where nothing happens.
MacBook Pro gaming.
Bruh.
Although I shouldn't be joking about that, because doesn't D-Pad have like a 2015 MacBook?
I don't remember what year it is, but yeah, his laptop is a MacBook.
It's 2024.
Okay.
Not the MacBook he has.
No, I know that.
But the years.
That's what I was talking about.
2024.
That's what I was talking about.
I mean, today is the year 2024, as of recording this.
Yeah.
By the time this goes out, it'll be 2025. So once again, happy belated New Year.
So you're saying that we are 25 years away from having entered the 21st century?
We are 25. We would be 25 years into the 21st century. Yes.
Yeah.
We're a quarter of a century away.
Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, though. You know. I mean,
Quarter of a century?
I mean, I guess it's good. It's good that they didn't do a modern take of that Sega Saturn commercial when they did the Supersonic Racing remake or remix.
Oof. Yeah, I missed Sonic and All-Stars Racing games.
What the fuck do you mean you miss them? You can play them. You can buy them on Steam right now.
When they were new, I mean.
Advancing enough applicants, and our
Right.
faith is nothing without believers.
Did you hear about the
cannot
the
conduct
announcement of
our
the
work
new Sonic
without
Racing game? What's it called? Sonic Racing Overdrive, was it?
Olivia, I haven't seen a report from your team.
There's a fourth one?
Yeah. Now it's at the Game Awards.
Did it? Oh yeah, Game Awards, right.
Yeah.
The situation.
I mean, I didn't watch the Game Awards. I looked at a
I
like
believe in our
Game
work.
Awards report, see everything that's new. Got some pretty good stuff there, but
Yes.
Apparently, this year's Game Awards was actually surpringly decent.
Yeah.
This isn't.
Which I was not expecting it to be like a decent show.
Yeah, and no one's and the only people who are mad at the Game of the Award winner are crybabies.
But your judgment is no longer considered.
I mean,
And the
okay, I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect Astro Bot.
No one
to
did.
win.
No one did.
no one did.
And
I'm
that's why I'm
glad that-
so
I'm-
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, for those uninitiated, the Game Awards allows you, the player, to like vote, but they don't really count at all. It's just a placebo thing to make them feel like you're part of the thing.
Well,
That's all-
that's what people are saying, but is that like actually true?
I'm just saying it's a speculation thing.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's not not necessarily saying that it's not true, but you know, it's
Because I'm gonna be honest, the main reason why I'm glad that that Astrobot won, and this is gonna sound kind of weird and maybe a bit petty, but it's not that I was rooting for Astrobot to win. I wanted Black Myth Wukong to lose. I don't know how that game made its way on there. I don't know why that game in particular is so popular, because it's...
Edgy. Why the fuck
Yeah.
was Shadow the Erd Tree in there?
why is
Because-
DLC in a game
Yeah,
as Game
at
of the Year?
least Black Myth Wukong came out this year and is an actual game.
Not to
Yeah,
say
it's
that
just-
DLC
it's just
aren't
not-
actual
it's
games,
just not
but
very original.
I mean, DLC aren't really like. Not to say that they're not actual games, because they can be, in a way. But then again, it should be part of a separate DLC category.
Yeah, and it is in a way hilarious that they basically like changed the. They I recall them doing something like changing the terms and conditions or whatever
Yeah, they did.
to actually account for the DLC being a part of it. Because let's be real, if that was always the case, you know, then what the fuck is The Witcher 3? What was the expansion called again? Blood and Wine?
No, that was two.
Blood on, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I recall, you know, that's a whole ass new game the way people see it. Like, I recall, like, way back in the day, seeing this meme where they would... It was a picture of a hamburger, and every separate ingredient was like a DLC, and only the buns were the game, right?
Yep.
And then there was another meme underneath that where it was just a really big hamburger labeled The Witcher 3, and then it had like fries and drinks on the side, and those were titled after the DLCs. You know, that is something I could appreciate, and while I haven't played The Witcher 3 just yet, well, I haven't played The Witcher 3 yet. I've been meaning to, and I had a reason when they made like the ray tracing update, but oh no, that means I cannot run The Witcher 3 on max graphics anymore, and I need a new graphics card. But oh no, I'm not gonna buy a 4060 just yet. When, you know, by the time this episode goes live, they could have announced 50 series.
The 50 series is already out by this time.
Well, it's announced. We don't know if it's gonna come out exactly at CES.
Yeah, by the time this video goes out, by the time we're recording this, I mean, it's already been announced.
Yeah.
And I think by the time this...
Based on what we've heard, you know, the chance is likely that they're going to do, like, an announcement and launch at the same time. Right, like, a week from CES, that's when they start shipping the graphics card. Point is, I'm quite excited for that, you know, because hopefully it means that I can play my VR games at native resolution, because for whatever reason, when I have my 2 monitors plugged in and I play a game in VR, like funny story about that, my graphics card for whatever reason cannot handle all the pixels and it starts screaming.
Yeah, I remember that you showed us. I think you showed us that your GPU just screams if it can't handle anything or something.
Well, it doesn't scream because it has it's a Founders Edition, so it actually has some pretty decent cooling on it.
Oh, fair enough.
It's just I do really think that I'm in terms of pixels and putting my graphics card to its limits, because the PSVR 2 has a lot of pixels in it. I think it's one of the most pixel dense VR headsets you can get out there. It's like equivalent to a 4K TV, and then with 2 1440p monitors, well, that's a lot of pixels to drive. And I do believe that the maximum resolution is something along the lines of 8K. I do need to look it up.
I imagine in like 10 years, 8K is just going to be the new resolution norm.
No.
And then it'll probably go to like 16K or
No,
some
it
shit.
won't. It won't. And to be fair, I'm kind of glad about that. For the 8K like craze to really happen, we need to have proper 8K capable media, and I haven't seen any like 8K
also,
brandings out there. I mean, for fuck's sake, the PS5 had the 8K branding removed.
Because it's 8K upscaling, really.
Yeah. Well, there is that. There is that game. I don't know what it's called, but it's a pretty simple looking game. I think it's called Tourist with a Y. I think that one is native 8K. But from what I've heard, there is not even an 8K option in the PS5 resolution menu.
I imagine like one of the earliest ways to like integrate 8K into the mainstream is to make it as affordable as 4K nowadays. I mean, as affordable as like you can make it with like TVs.
I mean, in a way, it is already quite affordable.
I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden.
Right? I mean, it just depends on where your budget is. Because if I look at Tweaker, basically a Dutch equivalent to, I don't know, PC Part Picker. If I look on there and I go to TVs and I search for 8K, I do believe I can find some select models starting at 1500. I'm gonna look at it right now because, you know, I like to be able to make my point.
Take whatever
8K.
Oh, do you want to talk about the fact that we just met Samuel Hayden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 100 hertz Samsung model of 65 inch. I can get it for 1,598 euros, but it has one review and it's 1 star.
But I am committed.
Samuel Hayden is what happens if the Tin Man had like a CPU.
Of our work and understanding.
I mean, the Tin Man was just a guy turned into tin. He wasn't a robot.
In the earliest days of the program.
Sure. Okay, well, the Tin Man if he was a robot.
Steam-powered robot.
It is our
Yeah, oh yeah, because
guarded asset.
yeah.
Olivia was obsessed with it.
So is it me or does Samuel Hayden look like he escaped Warframe?
Energy.
Kind of does actually, yeah. It does look like a Warframe character.
Their resources.
Yeah.
It also
Although to be fair,
led us to
Warframe
you.
is, you know, pretty big on that theming.
Don't show us
So there's no surprise, there's a bit of an overlap.
Okay, cool enough. They did.
One of my closest friends plays Warframe, or played at least.
Panda's having me play it.
office in the
Sadly, I can't combine my accounts.
accessible through a secure elevator from the advanced
Which is really annoying.
complex across the
I
chasm.
tried getting into Warframe when it just hit the Switch, but I just couldn't get into it. And my cousin, he plays the game like a lot. I think it's his second most played on Steam, next to Team Fortress 2, and he tried to get me into it, but like I said, I tried to get into it, I didn't like it, and to be fair, I already kind of have a disliking towards towards those kinds of games that are free to play. As weird as it sounds, I've always felt like the moment you make your game free to play or really cheap to play, the moment when the barrier of entry is really low is also the moment where you start getting into like the most toxic communities out there, and yeah,
And also
I
do
haven't
very
ex-
scummy business practices.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that with Warframe, and if anything, Karma consistently tells me that they actually pull down certain type of micropayments because people were purchasing them too much. So if that's the case, good, I guess. It's just one of those kinds of things where I'm not interested in it. I tried to get into it, and now it's just getting to a point when some people who cannot shut up about it, it's causing overexposure, and overexposure causes resentment with me because, you know,
Welcome
at some
to
point
why-
you just don't want to hear about it.
Welcome to why I have not played Bug Fables.
Bug Fables, isn't that the weird Paper Mario look alike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like what? Bug catching or something? I don't really remember.
Yeah. I should probably mention, by the way, you know, if you do enjoy those kinds of games, power to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't resent you for enjoying them.
I think it goes for like any kind of game, really.
Yeah, I just resent people if they make liking that game their entire personality and try to force it onto as many people as possible.
I mean, look, there's special interests, and then there's making that special interest your entire personality.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. We're allowed to have hobbies, but just don't obsess too hardly over it.
Well,
you know?
it's exactly what you say. We're allowed to have hobbies, as in plural.
Fair, yeah. But at the same time, we're both. I mean, we're both kind of right in a way.
Yeah. Also, I vaguely remember this area. I think this is one of the first areas you go through in Doom VFR.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
This does look like the kind of arena that would utilize the VR's capabilities.
Yeah, it's just a shame that, if I recall correctly, there's not really a proper way to turn in game, and instead you have to just turn around yourself. You know, that's pretty fine, but the moment when you're tethered, you risk getting tangled in a wire,
Yeah.
tripping on a wire, because, you know.
Welcome to one of the
You
things
don't-
why I'm not playing VR. That and honestly, the only time I've done VR is in an arcade I used to work at. Those were sitting down ride ones.
Wasn't that like that weird rabbit
Yep.
roller coaster thingy?
Yep.
Yeah, I recall you mentioning that in the Wolfenstein Sound Travel playthrough, which
That was
Yeah.
everywhere in arcades, though.
It's not a bad thing. Like I kind of like watching the feed when I was sitting at the main counter, because it was literally right
But then
across
again-
from the counter.
But then again, it goes back to the whole overexposure thing. Like, there's a difference between like overexposure, personal overexposure, and then just general overexposure. Not to, downplay any of the things that you're saying or anything. If I did, I apologize.
come to think of it, I do recall when I was it Disneyland back in 2011? I remember, I think in one of the hotels there was one of those roller coaster thingies, but it wasn't VR because, it wasn't a thing yet. You just
Space
had
Mountain?
No, it was actually in one of the hotel's arcade areas.
Oh, alright.
But, you know, you just sat down in a chair, and the chair moved while on the screen in front of you, it would show a roller coaster. You know, kind of interesting, considering it's fucking Disneyland I'm talking about. Just go to Disneyland! If you're in the hotel, you likely already have tickets!
I mean, hey, if you want, you can play the Disneyland Connect game.
Yeah, I don't.
Say that you say that like it's a good thing.
Well, I
don't-
couldn't because they never made it for the Xbox One Kinect, which is the Kinect I happen to have.
Oh, that didn't go?
But they,
Okay.
Yeah, Connect.
No.
Yeah,
that,
the Connect.
No, they re-released Kinect Rush and Disneyland Adventure on the Xbox One and Windows PC, but they didn't carry over the Kinect part of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Interesting. Well,
As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that right now on Steam, you can look up Disneyland Adventures and it's there.
Doing that now.
Yep, it's there for only $16.79.
How can you call it a Connect game if you can't use the Connect?
Well, that's the thing.
Mega?
It's no longer called
Mega?
Kinect. It's no longer called Kinect Disneyland Adventures. It's just
Disneyland Adventures.
Mega, do you want to use the Kinect on that fucking game?
I don't even have a Connect, so I can't.
Exactly.
Even if I wanted to.
That is one of the most strenuous games ever.
Also, you want
I mean, according to Cat Icarus, anyway.
Also, you want to hear something funny? Apparently, one of the developers is Asobo Studios. You know what Asobo Studios is known for nowadays?
No.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5.
Wrong.
Or, oh wait, no, that's Team
Robomoto.
Oh wait,
That's
no, that's
Robomoto.
Robomoto, not.
No, Team
That's-
Asobo is known nowadays for Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Also, why did you
You know-
reset the mission? By the way, Mega.
Because I fucked up,
I mean, you.
and there were barely any enemies coming by, and I was gonna run out of time, so I didn't want to waste any more time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's understandable. To be fair, you're gonna see something like that quite a bit when I do Bayonetta.
Spoiler alert, by the way, for Edgy's next playthrough.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I already brought it up in the split screen samples.
Did you?
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
well.
Or did I
Okay, well,
mention I was
so
doing
you've
Doom?
over.
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah,
Unless-
that's right. That's right. By the way, we're doing Doom.
You're gonna.
11. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're 11 episodes in, and Edgy finally said we're doing Doom.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a mood.